All right, let's see if this is gonna work. Brand new setup, guys.
I can't look at it because I'm watching England not score against Georgia.
Yeah, me too.
No, it's rugby, so they should. They're 7, so they probably should have scored 7.
They shouldn't. I didn't expect Argentina to beat New Zealand this morning. So
It wasn't
who knows
just
today?
Argentina.
Upside down day.
It was the hero Nicolas Sanchez.
And we're officially live.
Oh, was it? I haven't seen it yet. I'm watching the highlights later. That's exciting.
Yeah, so I'll ruin it for you. Well, I have ruined it for you, so I'll continue ruining it in the spirit of ruination.
That's fine, don't worry.
Yeah, Nicolas Sanchez scored all their points. He scored a try, converted his own try, and kicked 4 penalties. So I think at some point in future, Nicolas Sanchez is going to be the president of Argentina. Hello, we are Pixel Pints. We are the only global podcast that talks about 2 things that we enjoy, which is good beer and video games. We're not here to promote drinking. Please drink responsibly. Any beers or breweries we're talking about aren't sponsoring us because we're not popular enough yet. I say yet, like it's an assumption that we are at some point going to be more popular.
We're only 22 episodes in, so there is.
Yeah, when we get to episode 200, we might have at least doubled our viewership from 16 to 32.
Exactly. See,
I
love your optimism.
That's the gig. That's what we need.
Yeah, it doesn't help when someone
exponential growth. That's what we need.
Yeah, we're looking for geometric growth, not arithmetic growth. Every time I hear that, when I think of Bill Hicks, and so we need to work out this whole food air thing. It doesn't help that we don't grow our viewership when someone
doesn't upload the episodes.
Yeah.
Who could that be? I have no idea.
Useless bastard. It was Otaps, wasn't it? You asked him to do it, and
he's so busy with Dimp and that India fan base that they're cultivating. I don't know what's going on with that.
But we're expecting this episode to be ruined at some point because we do have a birthday boy on the show.
Mr.
Liam,
Tom
happy
Peters.
birthday.
Will the curse
Happy
continue?
birthday, Liam.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be 25 years old.
You
So
young
excited.
You young bastard.
You're a quarter of the way
You
through your life.
Bastard.
It's like it feels like small world problems when I'm talking to all 3 of you.
Yeah, you've got some 3D audio headphones. Fuck you.
You go tell an
Me too.
18-year-old, you big wuss.
Yeah. You'll have to tell us about those when we get into the topics. And I did I tanked YouTube's algorithm again by saying fuck you, but fuck YouTube. For shoehorning, I've had to stop watching YouTube on my phone and on my iPad, just because the shoehorning of adverts into people's videos is so egregious. You could watch a 16-minute video and you can have 8 adverts in it.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
It's because of the people like us that do use ad blockers. They have to shoehorn the ads into everybody else's so that to make up for the people that aren't watching the ads.
No, I don't believe that for a second. That's an apologist's argument. They don't have to do it; they're just choosing to do it because they're a bunch of greedy bastards.
Possibly.
I pay YouTube something like 1,000 Indonesian rupees every month to get YouTube Premium. It equates to like £3 a month. You just use a VPN. You just use a VPN,
Oh, I love
change
it.
your
And then-
location to Indonesia or something. Yeah, just pay for it in rupees. It's great.
Right,
That's
so
quite
now
clever.
we know Liam's underhanded tactics.
Then YouTube know that, and now they're going to block you.
I'm not giving Google any more money than I need to.
Yeah, well, Liam,
No,
thank
that's
you
the
for
best
joining us from Kuala Lumpur. No, that's Malaysia.
What's it?
Damn,
I couldn't.
This
name
is
a
the time when
city
my geography fails me.
Begins with a K. That's like
there.
something like that.
I don't know.
No. Anyway,
we're just gonna sound
Matt,
horrible.
Google it. We'll quickly go around the room. Matt, what is the temperature in Vegas at the moment?
Well, I was gonna
Jakarta,
do the weather, but Keith, how are you doing?
Thank you, Matt. Thank you for asking. I'm dried off after having to go out in the pissing rain twice today, and I'm going to shoehorn my beer in first, which is. All right, I have to turn the background off. Please hold. Corner knows you're waiting.
Ride the Lightning. Nice.
Very cool.
From Black Iris Brewery. And it is currently up on our Instagram page, which you can follow us at Pixel Pints Pod on Instagram, or follow us on Twitter, Pixel_Pints, with a montage of photographs, including the shot of the beer in the glass, which it's not meant to be a hazy IPA, but it pours hazy. It's made with New Zealand wheat for some reason, because it's cool, but it's not. It's brewed in Nottingham, so I don't know why they're bringing New Zealand wheat over. 4.2% ABV. It's quite a sharp tasting beer. Very clean, not very hoppy. Slightly herby.
New Zealand. It's those New Zealand hops, not New Zealand wheat.
Yeah.
New Zealand wheat. Changing your flavours.
Yeah, I'd give it a 3 out of 5 on the Pixel Pint scale. I'd probably buy another one, and then that'd be it. But yeah, it's on Instagram, and yes, it is accompanied by a snippet of Ride the Lightning by Metallica.
Nice.
Liam, how is the birthday boy? You hate Metallica? How can you hate Metallica?
That is a strange thing to hate.
Of all the things you could hate, indiscriminate gun violence, racism. No, you hate Metallica.
Yeah.
I love racism.
I'm gonna clip that out and use it like the Brandon Jones.
Oh,
I love the Xbox.
Every time something comes up, you just put it in the back.
It's gonna be at the back half of every episode.
In the Discord. Every time you say something, Liam. But I love racism.
This is really going to help the government's profile they're building on me. Yeah.
How have you treated yourself? It looks like you've treated yourself to a birthday haircut. But other than that, how are you on your birthday?
Yeah, and the thing on top of my haircut too. It's pretty good.
Yeah, but we'll get into that when we start about the topic. We've already mentioned that you've got one of the brand new PlayStation 3 audio sensors.
Yeah, well, I'm doing pretty good. It's hard waiting for the PlayStation 5, I can tell you that much.
Yep.
I think about it so often. It annoys me. It's like, stop thinking about it. Like, why am I thinking about it? Just stop. But luckily, I've got the distraction of the new COD game, so that was good. I played Call of Duty Zombies for about 4 or 5 hours last night. It's pretty fun. It's good. I love leveling up my weapons and stuff in the zombies mode, and I just go to the multiplayer and I've unlocked a shit ton of stuff. It's great.
We'll talk about that more on the show, but glad you're doing okay.
Thing is cool.
Matt, we've done you, haven't we? You actually asked how I was. Yep. So you're the nicest human being on this show. Dan's got someone else he cares about, so doesn't care about me anymore. I'm not offended. I was assuming that would happen. But Dan, congratulations on becoming a dad.
Thank you very much. It's been quite a few sleepless nights, and I'm sure quite a few sleepless nights to come. But all in all, I'm enjoying every moment of it. And the fact I can even be here right now is a bloody miracle. And I might dash off all of a sudden, and that's because baby needs to eat. But right now he's sleeping.
What are you cooking for? What are you cooking for them? Anything interesting?
Tonight? I've just had my kitchen ripped out of the of my house, so we're now kitchenless. So we've got a microwave, and my lovely wife, before we had the baby, had made us 30 freezer meals. So we are probably going to have golden Japanese curry and rice for dinner, because that's what I pulled out earlier.
Okay. Right. So we're going to do a bit of an update on next gen, or just general stuff that we've been talking about. Do you guys want to talk about the 3D audio headphones first? Because can you actually get 3D audio out of them, or do you have to wait until the PlayStation 5 shows up?
I have to wait for the PlayStation 5.
Well, what's the point in having the headphones then?
Because they're very good headphones without the 3D
But
audio.
why? I don't understand why you deliver something sooner than the actual console that delivers the functionality.
Yeah, that was stupid. Pissed me off. PlayStation has basically just done that to me. I felt really, when they all arrived in the post, I was really like, but I don't have my console. I've got this as well here with me, and it's still in the cellophane because I don't, in case Amazon screw me and don't send my PlayStation 5 for some reason, I can then send it back.
Do you have a space for it?
So we'll have to wait and see.
Is the space already cleared, ready for the PlayStation to sit in its exalted location?
It's gonna go up here. I need to make a bit of space. I need to think about where the Xbox is going as well. You see now.
You need to move that entire
shelf. The TV up to the ceiling. Just put the TV on the ceiling, and then you should just about squeeze the PlayStation in there.
Yeah, I'm gonna have it that way, and it'll just hit the bottom of the TV.
Yeah, because I tried to log into PlayStation Network last night, and I was getting 356 kilobyte download speeds to PlayStation.
Wow,
that's like
I kept getting a message displaying in big capital letters on my screen while I was playing zombies with my friends saying connection interrupted. It's like, why is this just affecting me? Because all my friends were on PC. And after I came off later, I was like, oh, PlayStation went down multiple times. That's probably why.
Yeah, I don't know if that was an issue with all the people getting early access to the PS5s, because some people have got them today or yesterday, or it could have just been
bastards.
Yeah, it could have just been Call of Duty being the greatest non-political game in the history of non-political video games, set during the Cold War with Ronald Reagan, in a depiction of Ronald Reagan in the game that's definitely not political.
I saw that.
I've heard some things over the last week that the game has a lot of very political things that aren't on the surface. Like, apparently the game gets very political, like in the actual story.
Yeah, but people will just choose to ignore it, won't they? Because they want the shooty bang bang stuff, and they'll just ignore all of the political elements.
I don't know. The mainstream press may pick up on it, though. That's just interesting. Video games in the news once again.
Okay.
Matt, it's never in the news for good reasons. That's what annoys me.
Yeah. No, never.
Yes, Keith.
Matt, would you like to hear about the Xbox Series X?
Yeah, actually, I am curious.
Powerful console.
Yeah, the world's most powerful console. I'm very curious to hear your thoughts.
I'm currently not using many of the flops. Because since actually fixing it up, and it took me bloody ages because I had to move a load of stuff around in under the TV, and try and find the bloody HDMI splitter that I'd put away in a box somewhere, and had to get a load of boxes out, and then found that it was sat on top of somewhere, and I just happened to lift up a book, and there it was. So yeah, 30 minutes of searching for the bloody thing. It was a 30-second job of finding if I knew where it was. Setting it up, you do have to use your phone. Come on, people, it's not that fucking heavy. It's not made of lead. The way people are talking, you'd think that if you put it down somewhere, it'd actually sink into the cement that the foundations of my house are built on. It isn't that much heavier than a PS4 Pro.
Okay.
Okay,
that's
not fine.
It's
I
not.
feel like you don't move your console around that often, so why does it matter?
Yeah, and I'm sure because the way the heatsink is in the PS5, that's probably heavier, and it's got more more plastic. So, but I'm sure people will say, "Oh, the PS5, it's not as heavy," or you'll get someone weighing it on a fucking set of scales and saying the Xbox is 0.4 grams heavier. But it was actually I was worried to start off with because I'd set up the All Access Finance agreement in one email address, but my Xbox Live account is in a different email. So I checked, and Erebus Jones, thanks Dave, said that actually no, how they've set it up is they preload your All Access onto the console, so it's already there for you.
Okay.
It's linked to the serial number on the console, which I thought that's really good. So all you do is sign in as with your old Xbox Live account. You've still got to do it on the app, which makes very little sense. And then it just says claim your 2 years of Game Pass. Claim. Thank you very much. Activate. Definitely.
Nice. Okay.
And then you're there.
I did wonder, Keith. Sorry to interrupt. I did wonder, and you might not know the answer to this, but I thought I'd ask anyway. With PC Game Pass, do you think once I activate it on the same email address, it will then unsubscribe me there, or do you think I have to do that separately?
Are you doing All Access to get yours?
Yeah.
Then it will just supersede it because what you're paying for is Game Pass Ultimate. So it will just supersede the PC Game Pass, and you'll have access to everything. And then you'll be able to play remote play or not.
Yeah,
you'll be able to access everything on PC and your Xbox. Later on today,
they'll probably add a few extra days to your subscription based on how much of PC Game Pass you've played for. Yeah, cool. Awesome. Xbox are really nice about that kind of thing.
This is the thing that really impressed me. So my wife said you've got to download some old games that we used to play on 360. And the other day, one of the things I had to do was get my Xbox 360 out because my Xbox Live Gold subscription lapsed ages ago. I haven't logged into my Xbox Live account other than I think once on my phone because they sent me an email saying if you don't log in, you'll lose your gamer tag.
Wow.
Because I hadn't logged in for 4 years.
Yeah.
So I haven't been into the Xbox ecosystem in 5 and a bit years. It had so when I downloaded the very fun arcade game Feeding Frenzy, because my wife loves that game, and it said we're accessing your 360 profile, and it automatically imported the save from the last time I played it 5.5 years ago.
How nice is it that actually happens?
Very good. That's awesome.
That's amazing.
So it not only just did it download the game, when you booted the game up, it says we're accessing your 360 profile, and it installed the 360 profile, and it was there exactly where I left off. I haven't tried to do that with Mass Effect yet. And just in case, I got the USB drive and downloaded all my save files onto a external USB. Just in case. But if it does that for all of the games that I've played historically, even
that'd be amazing.
My so with PlayStation, they say if you let your PlayStation PlayStation Network account, PlayStation Plus thing lapse, you've got 12 months, or is it 6 months, until they'll delete all your saves. Where it seems as though the cloud saves that I had, the cloud saves that I had with Microsoft stayed there for 5.5 years, because my account
that must be a database thing,
active
because they've got the space.
Yeah, I was just really
the cloud just to have the story. That's amazing. It's really good. The data centers. That's probably what it is to do with.
There's some weird really cool things with the UI. I booted up Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order yesterday afternoon when I had the afternoon off, and I plugged in, set headphones on, had the audio coming through the headphones, but it was also coming through the TV speakers.
It does that. So yeah, that was the one thing that I didn't realize about the Xbox either, but it does that on the One as well. So you just have to turn the volume down on your TV.
You can go into the settings and tell it that you're actually just wanting it to play on headphones, but that's a really weird thing to happen, because with the PlayStation, it's you plug a headset in and it automatically just feeds all the audio through the headset.
Yeah.
So that was a bit odd. So I'm fiddling around
But you
with some of the
can
other
do the
settings.
opposite on PlayStation.
Yeah.
You can go into the settings and change that to have it go through both, or go have party chat go through your headphones, and the game shall go through your TV. But automatically it puts it all through your headphones, so it's weird that it doesn't do that on Xbox.
Yeah, and then I had the issue when I
Weird.
wanted to play Warzone with Liam on crossplay. I couldn't actually talk to him, so I had to boot up the horrendously loud PS4 Pro to play Warzone. So I was actually...
I dragged you back down to the current gen. Yeah. Wouldn't allow you to use your Xbox.
I did wonder when I jumped in why Keith, you were on PlayStation, because I was like, I'm sure you were going to play on Xbox.
Yeah, and do you want to know the difference? That the Series X, I'm going to do a video of it and I'm going to post it, because I'll boot up Warzone, the loading screen, the main home screen, when it sounds like a fucking jet engine, and then do it on the Series X. And because it is whisper quiet.
Do it.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So the thing that is basically trying to destroy my electricity bill, and also the internal workings of a PS4 Pro, because it's got an uncapped frame rate. The Series X, nothing, not even a whisper. I couldn't tell you that it was even switched on.
That's awesome.
Cool.
I'm still trying to get used to the UI. It's not particularly intuitive.
Yeah, like when you're in a game and you hit the X button or whatever and it pops up, it's a little bit different than like if you want to kill a game or whatever, you have to like go down to it and then hit the equivalent of the start button and then like go down and like, oh, I want to exit out of the game or whatever. It's not quite as easy as PlayStation, where you just hit the button and then exit out, close program.
Exit out of rest mode or whatever you want to do.
It's also not very friendly to newcomers. I find it's not particularly helpful in helping people, especially if you're not like a gamer and you're just an average consumer. Doesn't make it particularly easy to figure out where things are.
Yeah, it's not, and the settings aren't clear, because I was trying to look for the settings about the headphones, and I was in device and I was in system, but no, you've got to go to audio. And there's loads of different settings for remote play and things like that, which I'm going to try out later on when my wife's watching Strictly. So I'm going to see if I can actually stream games from my Series X to my laptop later on, see how that works. Because remote play on PS4 was fucking garbage.
I've tried it out with.
You say that I had really good experiences with it, so I can't agree, because I played for about 8 months remotely from my PlayStation at my girl Siobhan's house, and I was playing at my auntie's, and I didn't have an issue at all.
I was trying to play,
but I was playing single player games. I would never play multiplayer, all single player. But yeah, I didn't have any issues.
No, the frame rate was absolutely god awful when I tried to do it, and it never got any better. So I just stopped. But that could be to do with my internet connection, and but it does seem as though I get weird things with so I can get 120 megabyte download, say, to my laptop, my phone, iPad, the Switch, and the Series X. But then even in what I wouldn't call busy times, that would go down to 10, 15 on the PlayStation. So I don't know if there's something in the Wi-Fi receiver in the PlayStation that's the issue.
Yeah, I don't use wireless. I use wired for PlayStation, because the wireless is dire. I found, like, it struggles when I go wireless and try and play online. So
yeah,
I think there definitely is an issue with the
terrible.
PlayStation 4.
Yeah, especially the OG one.
Matt, the PlayStation 4 is a games console made by a Japanese manufacturer that is way better than the Xbox One X that you've got. Apparently, just saying.
What do you mean?
He's got a PlayStation, or he did.
Yeah, I've still got a PS4.
I thought you'd got rid of it.
No, I still have it. I just don't play it. It's my Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime box right now.
Oh yeah, because it's a far better media player than the Xbox.
It is.
Yeah,
It is a
Yeah,
much
it
better
is.
media player. Yeah.
that's true.
Which is hilarious when Xbox kind of came into the generation,
Yeah.
wanted to be that. It just makes a whole joke of it, isn't it, really? That at the end of the generation, we're saying, yeah, the PlayStation's the better media box.
Yeah, I don't know why. It just seems to run media applications
Much
much better. It's really
Yeah, it
weird.
does.
The other thing I would say about that I've had on the Series X, I haven't had any problems whatsoever with the quick start.
Okay.
It's just
that's
swapping between games, absolutely fine. Warzone took a bit longer to load up, but I think that's the internet connection that it's got to have rather than.
Right.
Yeah.
But swapping between Jedi Fallen Order, Warzone, Feeding Frenzy, Final Fight, fine, just bang straight in.
That's good. It seems like it's person to person issue rather than like a whole. Because obviously some people are saying no issues, and other people are saying having. So interesting that you've had no issues.
Yeah, and I'm really pleased with the purchase, particularly doing it via All Access. So I put in the notes thinking that I wasn't going to be on this morning and you guys were still going to go ahead, but then you cancelled. If you cancelled for me, thank you very much. Take it, or you could have cancelled for Liam, secretly knowing that it was his birthday and he was working this morning.
I didn't know.
You didn't cancel for Liam. Well out of order. Liam would cancel for you. I wouldn't stand for that, mate. I've totally lost my train of thought now. Why, for the love of God, am I putting AA batteries into a fucking console controller in 20?
That's going to really wind me up. I can already tell. That's going to really wind me up.
They do.
When you said that,
they do sell battery packs, rechargeable battery packs.
But why'd I have to be doing that?
I will.
Why not just put the rechargeable pack in the box?
I don't know why they don't do that, but I will defend the decision though, because the one thing that has annoyed me the most about my PS4 is the controller. So I have a controller that I bought, I don't know, at least a year after I had bought my PS4, and the battery in that thing does not last more than 30 minutes. And there's no way to switch it out.
That's just unlucky, because I still use the one that I got at launch with my PS4 Pro.
It doesn't last more than 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's definitely got an issue.
Yeah, you've got a discharging issue on your internal
battery.
Right.
Me goodbye, guys.
But I mean, they're.
Get me on the show.
Right. I mean, the controllers themselves though are like $70 or $75 or whatever, or they were.
Yeah, I bought another one because obviously I wanted to play some co-op games with my wife. The thing that I'm finding is going between the one that I got at launch with the PS4 Pro, the sticks, the controller on the older controller. I think I've got a dead zoning issue, because it is so different playing with that controller playing Warzone than it is with the newer one. The amount of input you've actually got to put in is significantly different. So that's the issue that I've got. But overall, the battery life on the PS4 DualShock 4 isn't great. I'm having to readjust my brain to get used to now using the Xbox controller again, in the same way that I had when I swapped from 360 to PlayStation. I'm going to have to swap my brain back to using an Xbox controller again.
Is it the offset joysticks or?
That is actually a little weird now.
Yeah.
But the button placement. So, like I said last time when we did the Halloween episode, which was only yesterday, according to YouTube, 2 weeks ago in real world. So when I was doing some quick time events on Until Dawn, I was pressing X where it would be on the 360 controller, not cross on the
Right.
PlayStation controller. So I'm going to have to make sure that I go through the period of conscious incompetence and unconscious incompetence to get competent at playing on a Xbox controller again. I do like the feel of the controller. I do think that I'm going to get a Elite 2.
Okay.
Just so that I can use the back buttons.
You've been playing? Have you been playing Streets of Rage 4?
Oh, do you want to talk about what games you can get on Game Pass, Matt?
Well, the reason I ask is because I assume, and maybe I assume incorrectly, but that you would be using the D-pad for a game like that.
Oh, the D-pad is so much better.
Yeah, I'm curious to know what you've... Because the D-pad is significantly different from the Xbox One controller to the Series controller.
Yeah, so I like the D-pad. It's a bit noisy, if I'm honest.
Okay.
It's quite an audible click when you press anything on the D-pad. So
it's a nice difference between the Series X controller and the normal One controller, because the D-pad on that one ain't great.
I like the D-pad on the One.
I don't like it at all. Being honest.
And because it's Liam's birthday, Liam's correct. Not to be used in all situations, but yeah, I'm Game Pass. If, like I put in the notes on Discord, so I've got back to where I was talking about now. Thanks for that, Matt. You're very helpful. If the only thing you care about is next-gen exclusive titles, don't buy Series X.
Yeah.
It hasn't got any. It's an utterly pointless machine at the moment for next-gen exclusive titles, and if you want those, get a PS5.
Right.
If, like me, you haven't played a ton of games on over the last generation, and you've got titles from EA, upcoming Bethesda, and Microsoft that you haven't played, it's a really good fucking deal. So like I said, I've literally just started Jedi Fallen Order. I said to Liam and Dan the other day, I've never played Dead Space.
I haven't either. Yeah.
Oh my god! What's wrong with you both?
A great many things.
It's like the only two good things EA's done: Mass Effect and Dead Space. So could you just die and just make those two things into one company?
Dead Effect, Mass Space.
Oh wow! Bring back Visceral.
So in that respect, never played Forza ever. So if I wanted to, never played Gears. I've got all the Gears games that I could play if I wanted.
Yeah.
So this is why I'm looking forward to not paying for games for at least a year.
Yeah, definitely.
And I'm going to use that money to save up for a new TV where I can actually make best use of the console hardware and things that PlayStation can't do, like variable refresh rates. PlayStation can't do variable refresh rates. But in all honesty, I am more excited for PlayStation's exclusive titles. So God of War was probably my game of last generation, closely followed by Horizon Zero Dawn. So I'm absolutely dreaming of the day when I get a PS5 so that I can play Forbidden West.
Right.
But I can't afford to do that now. What I can afford to do is spend $28.99 a month on the Series X and Game Pass Ultimate and play a load of games that I don't necessarily have to buy, and save the money that I would have spent on actual packaged titles or digital titles, and save up for a TV. Yeah. I think, well done me. That's a good consumer-based choice as far as I'm concerned.
Especially if you only buy, let's say you only buy one game a month, in 4 months you could have a really
I've-
nice TV. You know.
Yeah, I wouldn't even do that. I wouldn't even buy one game a month.
Well, no, but
I
I'm
was
saying
trying to
the average person, like the average gamer, right,
Mm.
probably buys around one game a month.
You Game Pass will have you
Yeah,
sorted
I'd probably
for
buy
months to
about
come.
So I mean, even at that, like 4 months, you've got enough to buy a pretty decent TV. You know.
Yeah, and then I'll continue saving up for the PS5, which I'll probably get this time next year or spring 2022.
Right.
By which point some of the launch titles would have been discounted,
Yep.
and I can get stuff that way. So, if you're in the same situation that I am, I would absolutely recommend the All Access program.
Yeah.
I went for that.
If
I'm
you
very
can get
excited
on it.
about it. Just keep on clicking continue, and eventually they'll give you one.
Yeah, if I could have gotten the All Access program, I'd have an Xbox Series X right now as well. Like, it's just such a good deal. It's just so cheap. It's a good deal, man.
Yeah, and like I said, if I had the ability to buy both, I would have bought both. But I don't have the ability to buy both. So I made a decision based on available income. What is the best thing for me to do in this situation? Okay, PlayStation have got the next gen exclusives, but I can't afford to buy that and the TV.
Yeah.
So what gets me to next gen status more quickly? Series X, and then save up for a TV by not buying games.
Right.
I can play games and
then by the
buy them.
time all the Sony exclusives are out, you might be in a better position. You might have a better TV, and you might be in a better position to buy one. So then you've got all the games there.
Exactly. So as far as I'm concerned, I'm the smartest person in the room.
And just think, Keith, you're going to get all those Bethesda games for free. You know, you're going to be gold.
Yeah, I could play Deathloop for free.
I've actually held off on rebuying Morrowind because I'm like, it'll probably come to Game Pass. Like I should probably just wait.
Mean, I'm surprised
That's
it isn't
true,
already. Right?
Let's save that $10.
Right. Any other questions from you guys before I start actually asking you what's going on with you guys? Because frankly, I know it's Liam's birthday, but I'm more important.
I do have one question, Keith. Have you played the Talos Principle?
No, I haven't. And I know it's one of your favorite games ever, and I know it's leaving Game Pass very soon.
Yes.
But what I did do was I did download Observation.
Oh, okay. All right. I really like that game too.
That.
Yeah, it's so quick. It's a day. You can play it on a Sunday.
The other thing that Game Pass Ultimate is helping me with, so I bought Bloodstained Ritual of the Night for Switch. It's available on Game Pass, so yes. I'm going to trade in my Switch copy for. I've checked online. I can get it. I can get 15 quid for it. So I'm going to trade that in and put that towards the either Elite 2 / PS5 fund. And same with Man of Medan. Man of Medan is on Game Pass. I've got that on disc for PlayStation. I can trade that in, get £4.50 for it. Exactly the same. So I'm being able to get some of the value that I've got out of those things back because of Game Pass. Thanks, Game Pass.
I am curious to see what you think of Bloodstained. Because Evan played it, and then by him talking about it got me to play it. So I'm probably 2/3 of the way through it right now, and I'm at a point where I'm horribly frustrated with the boss that I'm on.
Yeah, I saw you post online saying, they changed their attack pattern.
Yeah,
I've played a bit of it on the Switch, but not enough to actually get into hardly any of the mechanics of the game. So, literally just the opening stage on the boat. That's all I've done.
Well, that's all that I had done until Evan was like, "No, just keep pressing on." Because I thought, well, it's too hard. I can't do this. It's going to be like a Souls game, and I'm just going to like chuck my controller through the TV. But It actually, it's not so bad once you get past that first boss, and you're able to actually explore and level up and stuff. So, yeah, I'm curious.
I'm actually going to play Blood. I was talking about that. Matt, I'm going to play Bloodborne again on my PlayStation 5. Now I know I don't have to beat that thing in the first room.
Right.
I'm going to see how far I actually can get. Now Liam's given me that tidbit of information. So, like dying like 20 times and chucking my controller and going, this is bullshit.
Yeah.
Never turning it on again.
Have you watched Adam McDermott's Platinum Journey for Bloodborne?
No.
No, I
Probably
haven't.
worth
No,
watching.
no.
Probably worth watching that because he had the same thing. He was trying to fight the wolf in the first room over and over and over. It's like, fuck. And then he just runs past it. He's in...
That's so funny.
Oh, that is
I
something
didn't
I am so excited with PlayStation 5. I can't wait to play Dark Souls 3 at 60 frames per second. Because that game is fantastic,
Yeah,
but
right.
I don't know, the frame rate really makes a difference in those games. It just turns it from a really good experience to a fantastic one. And it's so weird, like getting excited for a next-gen console just to play old games better. But yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, and I've found it's quite interesting that Xbox have made a very big deal about backwards compatibility, their support for always on HDR, even though the game didn't have HDR in it to start with. And
PlayStation has that as well. I don't know why they haven't been saying it more often.
I'll allow you interrupting me because it's your birthday. And then Digital Foundry do their video and actually say that in a lot of cases, if you were doing side by side, PlayStation comes out better in terms of backwards compatibility performance than Microsoft. I found that really surprising because Microsoft were pushing it so hard, and it is an oddity because you have got some games that run. You would think because the IP is so associated with Sony. That it would run better on a Sony system, but it actually runs better on Series X. And then you've got Dan's TV's just turned on.
That's really weird. Almost a bit spooky. Just like what?
Did when you and your wife bought your house, did you have it swept for spirits?
Maybe no, but obviously I should have done. My gaming / playroom is almost finished. I've just ordered the sofa today because someone bought our old kitchen and they removed it. So once I got the cash from that, I've ordered the sofa we wanted, and that's arriving next week. And I'll finally have my getaway room.
Yeah, that's the little boy saying getaway room. Yeah, right, Dad.
Oh, I think my internet's gone.
No, you're still on.
Oh,
So
okay.
that is it's really interesting that certain games run better on Series X, but obviously not Dark Souls. But then that's a historic thing. Personally, I think somewhere behind the scenes, someone at Sony's bunged From Software some money. Just say, can you just make it a little bit more shit?
Yeah, that's true.
It is just the last gen games, though.
Yeah.
So anything from 360 or original Xbox is going to be enhanced.
Yeah, and the fact that it's got all of those features built in, but then Sony have kind of done the same. I think it's really. I wouldn't say impressive, but the way Sony just kind of kept it under wraps, and then it's all just been revealed how good their version of backwards compatibility is, and they've not made a big deal about it pretty much whatsoever.
Yeah, honestly, like I've said it before, I'll probably, if Sony came out and they're like, look, everything that you own on your PSN account from the PlayStation 1 and 2 classics is now available on your PS5, I'm abandoning Microsoft and Xbox, and I'll buy a PS5.
People would lose their minds if that happened.
One of the things that I find surprising that they haven't done already is they have all of these PS3 games on PlayStation Now. You have to use PlayStation Now, but obviously they're there. I don't know why they haven't just said, oh, if you own this game on PlayStation 3, you can play it through PlayStation Now. But I guess they just want to push people joining that subscription.
Yeah, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense because the cloud experience is so much worse. Overall.
I mean, it's a lot better than it was. Like I've been doing Stadia a lot, and I heard people saying how good Stadia was, and I was like, yeah, Stadia is really good. And I went back and played Now, and was like, this is just as good as Stadia.
I was going to say
it's better, in fact, in some ways because it's from less of resolution.
Yeah, to be fair, I did play it when it first came out.
That was awful.
Yeah.
I've played Now. I've just cancelled my subscription, actually. I had it for about 3 months, and it was amazing. And I think it got a lot of stick when it first came out because it was literally just streaming, and it was terrible. But now you can now download the games on your console and play them locally, like you would if you got it off the store. They work fine. You just obviously need an internet connection. But to green lights playing. But apart from that, I have no issue. I play online. I'm playing a golf game, actually.
Do we? So here's a question. People. Here's a question for the group. Do we think that Sony will get their head out of their ass and combine all of their services like Microsoft has done, where you can pay one monthly fee?
How dare you? Sony are the greatest company that's ever lived.
Where you can pay one fee.
They can do no wrong.
Get everything.
I feel like they're going to keep plodding and being difficult for the next 2 years at least.
I think Now's good enough where they could do that, but they're not going to because they're assholes.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, Nintendo's the greatest company that's ever been.
No, I don't think they're assholes. They're maybe just a little bit too Japanese.
What in terms of?
Well, no, but the PS4 flopped in Japan.
No, but I mean, their upper management won't allow them to do certain things. It's sort of like sort of like, no, things work differently these days. If we do this, we stand to make far more money this way. Sort of like convincing those people. Yeah.
But I can't believe how much the PS4 flopped in Japan.
Yeah, I was looking at the numbers. PS5 sales look healthy.
Yeah. But maybe that's why
not that anyone can actually buy them because they're going through this contrivance of a raffle system, which makes no goddamn sense.
Yeah, that's really bizarre. I do feel bad for Evan. He's like, I can buy everything. I can buy the accessories and the games, but I can't buy the console anywhere.
It's funny that it's been released in Japan already, yet hardly any Japanese people even own it because they're still going through all of the raffle systems. It's like, why would you put the release date here?
Yeah, that's weird. It doesn't quite make sense. I do think that it's fairer to do some kind of system like that compared to the shit show that the PS5 sale was in this country.
Yeah, true.
I saw a I can't think of the word. People basically that steal all of the launch models, scalpers.
Scalpers, yeah.
A scalper posted on Twitter, like he had in his garage, I think it was something like 30, probably more, PlayStation 5.
Qu'est-ce que c'est garage? Do you mean garage?
Yeah, a garage, yeah.
You've been
in the carport.
He just had all of these units sitting there, and he just put on Twitter, it's like, fuck your feelings, going for £1,000 right now. It's like, these arseholes. There's no way of getting around that right now, all of these sites.
Well, it's not. I had major issues when I was trying to get tickets for the Tennessee, what was then San Diego Chargers game at Wembley, because Ticketmaster didn't have any anti-bot software on their website. And literally, because Ticketmaster is also they're a event sales ticket site, the official site seller for the NFL games, NFL International Series. They're also a ticket resale site. So when I was tickets were going up on their resale site for the game that you were trying to buy tickets for faster than you could actually buy the tickets.
It's ridiculous.
And the response from Andrew Kirkwood, who's their head of NFL UK, was, "It's not illegal."
Yeah.
Okay, it's not.
So why
it's
stop
not
it?
illegal, but it doesn't mean it's not shit.
Yeah.
Me walking up to someone in the street and say doing something like blowing cigarette smoke in their face isn't illegal, but it's a shitty thing to do.
Have you tried the blowing cigarette smoke on your Xbox?
No, I wouldn't do that.
I've heard it's all the rage these days.
Vape smoke.
No, it's vape smoke.
Yeah.
Smoke. But
Yeah,
maybe
it's
cigarette
vape
smoke.
smoking.
Maybe that work a bit better.
Yeah, maybe
Staining.
maybe it will actually catch fire. This time for realsies, eh?
Yeah. So that was a bit of a tangent, wasn't it? Me having a fucking gripe about trying to buy NFL tickets. Right. So 3D audio headset wearers.
Yes.
Is there anything special about them other than the 3D audio?
I like the fact that you've got a game and chat mixer on the side of your headset.
Oh, that's cool.
So yesterday when we were playing with Liam and Keith, and I wanted to turn the game sound up, I could just quickly do it on my headset, and it worked perfectly. And I got a good mix without having to go into any settings or muck about like I normally do in the menu. So that was quite handy. There's also a handy mute, on and off. So for the first 5 minutes, I was talking to them both, thinking we're having this great conversation, to realise that I was muted and they were just talking to each other.
Liam, is now the time to tell him that we could actually hear him, we were just choosing to ignore it?
Well, maybe.
So, who's got a baby? These all feel big.
What else is there on here? Volume. I don't really get what the off-on monitor is. I haven't really worked that out yet. I don't know if Liam might know.
I'm confused by that as well.
Read
I
the
don't know what
box.
that button does.
I'm
going to have to read the manual.
It sounds like a bunch of interference. I don't read the manual. That's disgusting. I will never read the manual.
That's Eddie Izzard joke. Is I take no joy. I'm sure this bit comes off kunk. It sounds like just a bit of an upgrade.
Dan. You've muted yourself.
Okay.
See,
Yeah,
he's using the
It
technology.
just sounds a bit quieter.
It sounds like an upgraded version of the PlayStation Gold ones that I've got, which is a bit annoying now because they are really good headphones. They've got, I take it because on the version that I've got, you've got an actual button that you can press where it gives this kind of rounded audio effect. So you'll get, so if something was behind you on the right hand side, you'd hear it.
Yeah.
Whereas if you turn that off, it's just like stereo sound. I'm assuming that you guys don't have that button because the software's built into the.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Also,
Liam, I did read.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry,
Dan?
I did read. You were saying that it's not until we got a PlayStation 5, but I did read if you go back and play The Last of Us 2, it does project 3D audio with these headphones on the PlayStation 4.
Well,
so you could actually get footsteps and stuff, but I haven't tried it.
They call it 3D audio, but the PlayStation 4 really isn't capable of putting out
That's
sound
what I thought, so I didn't.
that good.
Fair enough.
It's sort of like mock 3D audio, not really the real thing. Yeah. But I was saying.
How do you know this?
Tech.
Name your source.
Well, the processor for starters just isn't all that powerful. I don't know if you know this, but the PlayStation 3 actually has far better audio tech in it than the PlayStation 4 does.
I'll have you know that the PlayStation 4 has really loud fans.
Well, yeah, exactly. It's just like you have to
that's why
quadruple
these
the audio
headphones are
power
good.
to hear
Yesterday, yesterday when I was playing these, it was the first time I could hear you because I finally couldn't hear the fan.
Matt.
Yes.
Now that you've upgraded your PC or had to rebuild it, have you actually upgraded it?
Yeah. So I have a brand new motherboard, brand new processor, new RAM, new power supply. Nice. I have an SSD now.
Awesome.
Basically, the only thing that I reused was my graphics card because I didn't want to spend another $400 or $500 on a graphics card.
What graphics card is it?
I have a GTX 960 right now.
Yeah, I mean, that's good enough, isn't it?
Yeah, for right now, it's fine for me. And the board that I have will support higher processors. So right now I have a Ryzen 5 2600, I think. I'll have to look it up. But the
You
board...
don't know off the top of your head?
No, I don't.
Fucking waster. You should be able to. You should be able to look at us console plebs and run all of this stuff off.
I think it's the 2600. But yeah, it was the one that came with their Wraith cooler or whatever, so it's like a little bit better fan.
Cool.
So you've got Phantom with a scythe blowing on. Is that a Wraith cooler? If it's not that, it definitely wasn't worth the money.
Right, it should have been. No, I don't think there's any branding like that. They just have a cool name. So. I just had a thing.
That's cool,
on my phone.
So, is it running quicker?
Oh yeah, we should be in 1080 now. I used to only be in
nice
720.
Woohoo!
So yeah.
Oh god, are you saying people can see me in 1080p?
Yeah.
Are we sure we want that?
They can blow me up and put me on my flat screen. That's good. It'll be perfect clarity.
I'll have to ask Evan how we look on a 4K OLED.
Right.
Yeah, we will.
A couple of games that I couldn't play before. Quake Champions, which I always wanted to check out, but wasn't able to. Ran like complete dog shit on my old PC, but runs really well on this one. So there's that.
Is that game ever coming out?
I don't know. It does say early access at the bottom, but it's been out technically for 3 years.
Yeah.
So
it's like normally at Bethesda's E3 conference, you hear them talk about it for like the most time they ever talk about it every year. Don't get that this year.
I thought you'd appreciate this. It's slightly off topic, but the Dylan Hartley's the pundit now on Amazon Prime, whatever.
On Amazon Prime,
yeah. And my mate on Twitter basically said how useless he was, and kind of went into it and said he doesn't have a clue what he's talking about. And one ruck.co.uk picked up my friend's tweet and put it next to him as Twitter reacts to Dylan Hartley's debut as Prime pundit.
I didn't think he was terrible. I thought his moustache is terrible. Liam, before we get into anything else, since it is your birthday, is there anything that you'd like to talk about?
Mass Effect? I think we could spend another hour or two talking about Mass Effect. What do you think? Huh? So let's just talk about that trailer, that little short trailer, and how good the character models look. Yeah, we could spend about an hour talking about just that. Eh?
Yeah, well, I think I might revisit Mass Effect 1, 2, and or 3. Have I got 500 hours before the new game launches?
No, don't do it.
I have
it was quite funny when I was.
I'm curious.
Sorry, I'm talking, mate. Fucking hell. When I was downloading my save files, I realised that I did how I did each playthrough was I did Soldier, Paragon, Renegade, Vanguard, and then Numpty.
Okay.
Numpty.
Where I basically just got everything wrong. As I knew from the two original playthroughs, I knew all the wrong choices to do, all the missions that would screw up, all the people who would die. so I had one. I've got one entire playthrough where literally my Commander Shepard is an absolute fuckwit.
It's like the most incompetent idiot.
Yeah.
What were you going to say, Matt?
That's awesome.
I'm curious if the DLC will follow you on your account, because you bought all the DLC, right, for Mass Effect?
Yeah.
So the Game Pass and EA Play versions, I don't think have any of the DLC.
No, they don't include the DLC.
So you have to buy that separately if you don't already have it. But if you have the game, so like I had Dragon Age Origins, right?
But if I've purchased them all digitally, so they should still be on my account.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So, like Dragon Age Origins, I have the disc for, and you pop the disc in, it plays it, right? But I noticed when the EA Play stuff went live, it was like available through EA Play, and I didn't have to use the disc anymore. But it's still the same. So yeah, I'm curious if you're able to download Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3 and all the DLC just because it's tied to your account.
Yeah, so I'm going to have to go and try that now.
Yes.
But that was my main problem because when I bought EA Play for a little bit on Xbox, and then I realised it costed a small fortune to buy all of the DLC. I was like, oh man, because the DLC is so good that you don't really want to start a playthrough without them.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I've just been waiting for this collection really, or I could get my PlayStation 3 out of the closet, but I don't really want to.
One thing I haven't done with my Series X is put a disc in the Blu-ray drive.
Well, I hear it's quite loud with the drive.
It's not going to be as loud as the PS4 fans.
Yeah, probably.
This drive pretty loud too.
I don't think I'm ever going to buy an Xbox game, so I don't think I'll ever put a disc in it. Apart from if I ever UHD it, but I've got my PlayStation 5, so I don't know. I'll just see which one runs better, I suppose.
Well, the PlayStation 5, since they invented Blu-ray technology,
yeah, that's what I was saying. So, would run better. You would assume, but it's not always. But yeah, I think you're right, Keith. Yeah, I think the only reason I went with the X was purely because it was more beastie and has a bigger hard drive. That small thing is like, what's the point?
So I've downloaded a dozen games, including Warzone, which was 120 gigs itself just for Warzone.
Yeah.
Because I bought
Modern
Warfare
the other day. It's insane.
Yeah, I bought Modern Warfare. There's another update coming next week, and then there's another update coming in 3 weeks, which will be the Warzone inclusion of Cold War's content.
Keith, it's just like you're talking about updates. I've got 2 freaking Call of Duty games on my hard drive right now. They're both getting updated. It's insane.
So including 12 games, I've not even filled half. Well, if you include the OS, so I've filled half the hard drive.
Yeah,
cool. With 12 games, some of them are really tiny, like Feeding Frenzy. It's only like 300 megs.
How much space do you have after the OS, Keith?
800. So it's basically the
same as PlayStation.
The same as PlayStation before you get the OS.
Yeah.
So I think that's 815.
Okay. I think if you look at it like in terms of actual usable disk space, PlayStation has 133 less than Xbox.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's a 1 terabyte hard drive.
2 or 3 games.
When I started installing stuff, because when I check the Xbox app on my phone, it says I've got 446 gigs of available 815. So the OS must be taking up quite a lot of memory. But I've got some apps and TV apps and stuff installed on there as well, so that must be taking up some of the space. But in terms of games, I've still got tons of space on there.
Oh, what TV apps did you have at launch as well? Because that's going to line me up.
You've got to go and download stuff.
Certain ones.
Okay.
I mean you go down, but what can you download? Because the fact that there's no Game Pass or Sky app on the PlayStation 5, to my knowledge, is really winding me up slightly.
So Game Pass is definitely on there, but I've not installed it yet.
Perfect.
All the obvious ones: Amazon, Netflix, Sky's on there.
One good thing about Xbox is because it shares the same sort of system as the Xbox One. It already has all of the apps that have already been put on that system ready to go on this one.
Perfect.
And what I would say is swapping between TV apps is just as quick as swapping between games.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
So I've done that. It does give you the splash page, but then you're straight back to where you were.
That's really cool. Yeah.
It's just a shame that I'm not playing any next gen exclusives till probably 2021, end of 2021, early 2022. But
whether you care about the media.
I've got so much.
Evan's
stuff
just posted a picture of us on his big screen. We're looking pretty good. We're looking pretty good, boys.
In the is that in the Discord?
In Discord. Yeah.
Okay, I'll stop watching the rugby because
I'm gonna make that the thumbnail.
Do it.
So that's gonna be the thumbnail.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Oh, he's got his feet up and everything. They look like some cozy socks, mate.
Sweet.
But Liam, this time next week, hopefully, we'll have the beautiful thing in our hands.
Oh yeah, I'm
or
really
the abomination, depending how you feel about it.
Yeah, you say beautiful.
I gotta say, I really like the look of the thing. Especially
Me too.
since
I like it as well.
people have been putting out shots of it, like in their actual living room, sort of sitting there. I'd be like, because I liked it before, but now I'm like, that really looks nice in the living room setting. I just quite like it. I like the interesting design. It's cool.
I like it only because it reminds me of the Prothean beacons from Mass Effect.
That's probably part of the reason I like it.
I think they're both.
It really does.
They're both ugly.
Well, the
like
Xbox
both.
just looks like a PC tower, doesn't it? Really,
It looks like a black obelisk.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does look. Evan described it as monolithic, and it is a bit.
Mm. I mean, it would be better. It would be better if it wasn't like concaved at the top. I don't know why they did that, but
yeah.
It's fine. I'll tell you, one thing that I do like, and this is really
maybe to stop people putting things on top of it, so overheating. If it's flat, people would do
that's
that.
The one thing.
And then it would overheat and blow you up, burn your house down.
Then it would start smoking, literally. Not someone blowing vape smoke through the base. The boot noise is just nice.
Was it?
Yeah,
it is rather nice.
Just pressing the on button, the little chime that you get, it's really nice.
Cool.
It's interesting.
Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting, but I don't know when mine will arrive. Maybe, and I was just saying to the boys earlier off stream that when it does arrive, if it arrives in December, I'm going to wrap it up and open it on Christmas Day as a gift to myself, as I don't really want anything else for Christmas, and I've got my PlayStation 5 to play until then. So.
Yeah, I'm still confused as to why I'm putting batteries in a controller.
I know that's upset me actually, but I'm gonna have to buy a room of batteries just in my drawer just in case.
Just make sure you have a battery pack pre-ordered, so you know.
Yeah. They're 15 quid.
But also,
but it's worth
you
it in the long time.
You got to remember to charge the battery pack, don't you?
If you don't get one, Keith, you'll end up spending far more money on AA batteries.
Yeah, I know. But I'm just thinking, if I buy an Elite controller, do I just buy batteries for the controller when I'm charging the Elite? Is it going to be cheaper doing that, or when I'm playing, or if I'm playing co-op games with my wife and she uses the one with the batteries in it? Because actually, the controller itself has got firmware in it which powers down. So if you're watching TV, it'll power down straight away. Whereas if you're playing a game and you put it on pause, it will stay live. But if you're watching TV, it powers down within about 5 minutes to save the battery life.
I do have a suggestion. Wired controllers.
Look at his face. It's a foreign concept, I think. Matt.
I don't want to go back to 2005.
I was just going to say, it's like, I know I am the oldest person on Pixel Points, but it's kind of wired controllers. I thought we'd moved past this concept.
Yeah.
Like grinding your own wheat.
I always remember when I used to play on the GameCube how the leads were too short to go all the way back to my sofa.
You have to sit on the
I
floor.
always stretch.
Sit on the
Yeah,
floor
you
to
could
play
sit
it.
on the floor or just be up pulling on my GameCube, trying to bring it as close
Why?
to the sofa as possible.
Why aren't the Xbox controllers rechargeable?
That's a good question.
If you buy rechargeable batteries,
Yeah,
you can
but
put them on a
so
charging dock.
but do you have to take? Oh, so the controller charges if there's rechargeable batteries in the controller.
Yeah.
You don't have to take the rechargeables out of the controller and put them in like the wall in those old-fashioned like rechargeable things.
Yeah,
I think
you
so.
probably have to do that. But if you buy the recharge pack and the charging cable or a charging dock, then you just
okay.
Yeah, then it just recharges. I just think why don't?
So really, they should just charge you the extra 15 whatever and say that's the price of the controller.
The thing
because that's what they're
is you're throwing value at people by saying here's all these games you can play for free, but you've got to buy AA batteries.
So they're partnered with Duracell. Duracell's like, nah.
With Duracell,
nah, you can't put a. You cannot include a battery pack. And
that would actually
can't.
That would be genius if they did partner with Duracell.
Yeah.
The batteries that you get are black and gold, but they're not
Duracell
batteries.
Do they give you batteries to start with?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good, because that would have really pissed me off if I opened it up and I can't play the console because I need to get the shop and buy batteries.
They do give you the gift from their kind hearts of 2 AA batteries.
To be fair, I'm the mug who buys the media remote for my PlayStation 5, and that came with batteries as well.
Well, yeah, they're obliged to give. I think they're not obliged to give them to you. I think they do.
Right, but they do. It's quite a cool, nice little control, actually.
Right, Matt, we're talking about batteries. I think we should call it.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and we'll call this episode. 22 is in the bag. Got it done.
Fun, guys. I'm glad I could be a part of it.
Veterans are great, girl, baby.
So if you guys watch the stream in the archive, you'll see I figured out some animation. So the Pixel Pints logo words on the other screen is now it scrolls.
Oh, that's cool.
So I'm happy about that.